everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps. Today we're going to be doing a Nectarine and Mint low top soap. I'm obsessed with this design. I've been trying to, I don't know, kind of scoop myself with low tops into a more aesthetically pleasing, kind of calm, zen, modern appearance, and then I just go ahead and throw a bunch of colors in there and it's basically pointless trying. My best friend Caroline is texting me. Shush, Caroline, I'm filming. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Lily isn't in this intro, so it's really boring. Whatever, let's make soap. I have in here my melted oils, and then over to the side in this container, I have sodium hydroxide mixed with water. It's at room temperature, and the recipe that I'm using today can be found in the description box in percentage form. If you don't know how to calculate a soap recipe based on percentages, well, there are tons of fabulous articles online that will help you do that, and I highly suggest you acquire that skill before starting to make soap. I'm gonna pour my lye water solution right down my stick blender into my oils. Once again, these are all at room temperature, which for me is about 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything hotter than that in my house and I feel like I'm absolutely frying. So now I'm gonna blend this up on high until we have reached emulsification. Now that we are at emulsification, it's time to split off our batch into the proper buckets. So I have this nice big food grade bucket. I have a link for it down below. This is the one that I used to use all the time whenever I do smaller batches of high top soaps. And then I have this little Tupperware container right here. Got it from the dollar store. Really great stuff. So into this bucket, I'm gonna pour about that much. And that is gonna be the mint part of the soap. It's gonna be green. And then right here, I'm gonna pour off a little bit, about this much, and this is gonna be the part of the nectarine that clings onto the seed. It's always a little darker, a little more red. Then I'm gonna wipe off these drips because who wants to look at that? Not me. And then in my big container right here, we're going to put the majority of the nectarine part. So this is gonna be a light orange, sort of a peach color. But before we mix this up, we've got to mix up the minty green. I say mint green not because the color is going to be minty, but because it's going to have actual mint leaves in it. These are fair trade, organic Moroccan mint leaves. I've added a little bit into the batter. Now I'm going to incorporate it. I love the look of those mint leaves in here, and you can see they've given it a slightly green hue. Now it's time to add our colorant. For the very first time on this channel, we're going to be using some Mad Micas. This is their Snake Island Green. Kind of a dark green, but it has a little bit of blue undertones. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade of green. I have now added the fragrance oil. The fragrance oil we're using today is Nectarine and Mint from Nature's Garden. Now I'm gonna blend it up on low and we're gonna pour into our large slab mold. Here is my large slab mold lined with freezer paper. So I'm just gonna pour this soap batter right into the middle, and then I'm going to tap it down on the ground. After I scrapey my big container, of course. Now that the base has been tapped down and is level, it's time to mix up the nectarine portion. In the large container, I have some orange Vibrance Mica from Nurture Soap. In the smaller container, I have the raspberry red mica from Nurture Soap and the Queen Catherine mica from TKB Trading. Now let's blend it all up. I am now blending in the fragrance oil by hand, and
And just wanted to note that this color is a little darker right now than I originally want it to be, but this soap, as it continues to saponify, lightens because the base oils that I'm using are very light in color. If you do a 100% olive oil soap, as an example, it ends up being sort of a green color by the time it's done because olive oil is naturally a very dark green. But I use a lot of coconut oil, I've got sweet almond oil in there, I've got some organic, sustainably harvested palm, and all of those are very light, a white color to a cream color, so the soap itself ends up lightening. Time to go ahead and pour this in. I don't need to use a spatula. Just gonna continue to pour all around. I totally got some on the side there. I'll just end up wiping it off a bit later. And then I'm not gonna scrape very much of the soap off of this big bucket. I'm just gonna put about that much, and then I'm gonna leave the rest for swirling on the top. I have mixed up, as you can see, the red, but it's not going to be a big deal because that's going to have a really cool swirl on top of this orange peachy color. Now I'm going to take that red color and I'm going to kind of put it on top like this until a good majority of it is on there. I still have a little bit left in here for swirling. I'm just gonna stick it off to the side. And now with my little swirling tool from Brambleberry, it's bendable so you can make it to any shape you want. I'm just gonna do some harsh down, essentially pushing down on this, maybe a little bit of swirling up and down. Essentially, I'm just trying to get that red to make little spikes down the way it would look on a peach or a nectarine. But I'm not going very deep because it also doesn't go very deep in a peach or a nectarine. All right, so now that that little bit of swirling has been done, I can continue to scrape out my containers to kind of put on top a little bit, and then we will do a swirly design on top. Now that I have all the little extra bits of soap in there, I'm gonna take what is raspberry red mica and orange vibrance mica mixed with oil, and I'm gonna put a little drizzle across the top, just like this. Miss these guys over here. And a little drizzle like this across the top. Gonna go around the edges with the orange, make sure everybody gets some. Then I'm gonna take a popsicle stick and I'm just gonna kind of swirl the top sort of messily. I wanna give it some texture. I wanna kind of make it look like a sorbet or a gelato on top, but I still want that mica, you know, to be pretty prominent on here. But man, this looks really edible. Just gonna keep going down. This is my favorite part of doing slabs, is doing the tops like this. And this soap is actually a standard. And what does that mean at Royalty Soaps? I will tell you. A standard is something that is available for 3 months. So I'll be making this 3 months in a row. It will be available in September, October, and November. So these are our fall standards. I'm gonna go now and kind of just gently touch my popsicle stick on any little place that I feel I might have missed, doesn't have enough texture on it. And now that it looks the way I want it to, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'm going to spritz it with 90% rubbing alcohol. I get this from Walmart wherever I live, but you can actually get it at Walgreens and pretty much anywhere that has like a pharmaceutical area. And that's it, we're done. Here's what it looks like on top. Man, it looks positively lickable. And it smells great too. That nectarine is really, really strong. And I think because I added mint into the soap, that will also bring out the mint smell as well. But it's mainly nectarine. So I'm going to let this sit for 18 to 24 hours. And then we will come back to split the slab up into loaves and then cut the loaves into bars. the next day to cut the Nectarine and Mint soap. So I'm gonna line it up here with my cutter. This is gonna be my skinny sliver, and this is gonna be my sample bar. And I can actually cut it the right way up this time because there's no botanicals or salt or glitter on top. Gonna remove skinny sliver, gonna remove the sample bar, and let's pull one out of the middle. Ta-da! I am living for this. So can you guys see my inspiration with the Nectarine, like the little bit that's connected to the pit, and then it kind of, you know, moves down into the Nectarine, and then we've got the green at the bottom with the mint leaves that have turned actually a really cool shade of green. Let me see if I can get closer. You see that little bit of discoloration in there? Yeah, really adds to the dimension of the bar. This might possibly be one of my favorite low tops like that I've ever made, and it smells divine. The question of the day is, do you like peaches or nectarines more? Now, I really like peaches, but I actually like nectarines more because sometimes that little fuzziness on the peach kind of weirds me out. And also, I like that nectarines are typically, at least where I buy them, a little more tart than a peach. I don't know. I kind of like sour things, and they are typically a little more sour. That could just be because all the nectarines I've ever tried are unripe, which I'm sure a lot of you people who have nectarines growing local to you are gonna tell me that in the comments below. Still, the question stands, do you like nectarines or peaches better? To vote on the question of the day, you can click the I in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate the top of this? Dang, it looks like sweet fire.
Look who I found crawling around my house. It's Lily, she's back. Thanks you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, yes, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment down below. And until next week, have an absolutely royal day, and bye-bye for now. 1, 2,